Well, the Green Police trying to reach your kids at home on the video game systems. In the SimCity Society games, kids have to build environmentally friendly towns or face a fine. That sounds like a good lesson. But is this promoting education or just a liberal agenda with what they actually have to purchase? Joining us now is radio host and parent TJ McCormick. Nice to see you this morning, TJ.
And you, buddy.
So let's get into some specifics. You know, that sounds like a good lesson to be learned, be environmentally friendly. We don't want people polluting.
Right.
But it's when you dive into the specifics of the game that it gets a little bit gray or not green.
Yeah, and when you use fear, you know, I think right off the top, you know, anytime I see a social cause that somebody's profiting off of, right away, credibility to me is in question. And yeah, you know, I think the scare tactics, the guilt involved, you know.
Well, let's be specific,
sure.
Because in this game, SimCity Societies, one specific thing is players choose alternative energy options like wind and solar and stuff for city infrastructure and soy farms and stuff instead of nuclear power.
Right, right, because nuclear power will inevitably make us all glow at night, and you know, meanwhile, it's arguably the safest form of energy out there. You know, well, actually, I take the other one. There's one out there where you're in charge of the World Environmental Organization, and it's called Fate of the World.
Right.
So you get here, Timmy. Here, you're 5. Here. Play Fate of the World, and we'll all be on your shoulders, son.
Here's what the game designers have to say about this. This is Ian Roberts. He's a game designer, and he's defending these games. He says, video games are about real-world issues, and they're important much like films. They let us experience things we never could and help us understand ourselves, each other, and the world around us, which sounds like a fine defense of it, but at the end of the day, parents don't really know what's in these video games, so they send them to play SimCity, and they're learning these lessons that might not be something the parents want with their kids to learn.
Exactly, and again, I go back to the fear. Here, there's actually one here. It's McDonald's the game, and it tells a kid, listen, hey, there's a whole lot more to the story behind your hamburger. You have to think about deforestation, the slaughter. That's in the word slaughter is right there on the opening page of McDonald's the game and evil corporations.
But are people taking this too far and say that this is liberal fear-mongering or indoctrination somehow? You know, that's what some critics on the right are saying about these games.
Yeah, you know, yeah, I think so, because, you know, again, this kind of comes back to a theme, you know, let kids be kids. It's one thing, like, you know, like we're Sesame Street, you know, we'll teach you not to litter and teach you how to, like, you know, say hello and please and thank you, and these kinds of things, of course. But, you know, but they do it through nice, charming, fuzzy little puppets. These guys actually have kids freaking out and with sweaty palms, worried that they're not going to kill a bunch of virtual, you know, polar bears.
Virtual polar
bears.
You know, I can see both sides of this debate. I see all sides of this because some people writing me this morning saying, well, this is better perhaps than teaching the kids how to play war games. So.
It's also boring. It's also boring. These are not games. There's a game that it teaches kids how to do a tag sale.
TJ, what's boring about building pipelines? I don't get it. TJ, thanks so much. We appreciate you joining us this morning.